Hello, Gemini. This is Terra Queen Jamila here to do your Screw Your Gravity Ex-Lover spread, okay? Um, Now, this spread is going to be focused on your ex, okay? And in particular, those of you that your ex is still having an influence over your life. Okay, this is one of the most annoying things about love. It gets on my nerve when ex-lovers don't want to let go. So now I have spoke quite a bit on this channel about how Geminis don't like to let go. Okay, takes them forever. So I will give that little disclaimer. Hopefully that's not what I see during this reading. But it's not to say that somebody won't let go of the Gemini. So perhaps that has a lot to do with it. So hopefully we'll get some answers here. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. If you want to donate, if you'd like to donate to the channel and become a patron, the link to my website is below. And I'm sorry. And if you need any spiritual work, cleanses, healings, money work, the link to my website is below. Okay. All right. So I am going to call to the spirits and spirit guides for the Geminis for April 2018. But this could actually be any time this, you know what I'm saying? I could be looking at a situation that's been going on for several years or either several months. So just depends on what spirit sees. If this reading doesn't resonate, go look at your rising sign. Okay. Spirit guides. Show me Gemini's current relationship. Okay. So show me Gemini's current relationship. Okay, show me Gemini's ex. Okay, how does Gemini's ex affect them? Why does Gemini's ex still affect them? And advice for setting yourself free from their influence. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Okay. There's all sorts of cards flipping over. My goodness gracious. All right, spirits, let's see if we can work through this situation. Something is going on here. Okay. All right. Oh, the star card came back. I knew it. Okay. Right. And then the moon card. Okay. So let's explore this, shall we? Got some really powerful major arcanas showing up in your reading for your ex. So you can already see something going on here, something going down. Okay. So first of all, your current relationship, a lot of you Geminis, some of you with the Seven of Cups coming up, you're not really in new relationships. Some of you are still single. Seven of Cups coming up could represent you're still holding on to your ex. So if you are in a relationship with somebody, it's hardly going anywhere because there's a lot of promises being made, but they're not actually being kept. So you're saying what you're going to do, but you never actually do it. It's not being brought into reality. It's just, so I do kind of see a lot of you Geminis dating several people at once, possibly. You know, this indicates to me that there's not a stable relationship right now. And I feel as though it's because a lot of you Geminis are holding on to your exes. Spirit, why the Seven of Cups? So this is one of the reasons why your relationship is not really going anywhere. You're talking about your ex a lot. You're focused on them. You can't carry on a successful relationship with that going on. Sorry, you can't do it. Spirit, give me some clarity on the Seven of Cups. There's an emotional confusion. Okay, so now you got a repeating number 7. You need to get away from your current situation. It's possibly a good thing for you to either, I get the sense that some of you Geminis, or some of y'all are still living with your ex, or some of you guys are, you need to move. You need to move out of your house. Not move out of your house, but you need to move on in some kind of ways, okay? So the Six of Swords comes up. I feel like if you are a Gemini that's currently in a relationship, the Six of Swords coming up, it is something positive, but it's not about your location. So a lot of you thought that by moving away, it was going to change something, and it didn't. It changed nothing. You're still carrying it with you. Seven of Coins comes up as far as with your current relationship. There's all sorts of, I can see boundaries going up. So if you are currently in a relationship, Gemini, there are issues that you're working through. Okay, so let me see. I ask Spirit for an outcome or advice for this Seven of Coins. Feel like I can see you investing, like the other significant other that you're dealing with. They are investing a lot on themselves, and see the Ten of Cups comes up. So your current relationship is struggling. It is going to get better, and it's going to take several months possibly for you to work through that. But I do see it as getting better. But you got a couple of issues here, Gemini. You got the Moon card as well as the Star as well as the Faith card. So let's look at your ex. Your ex is the Faith card. Your ex is the Hierophant. So they're still watching you very closely. They got their eye on you. I feel like, but they're married. They're married. I feel like they are currently in some kind of relationship with somebody. Okay. To be honest with you, for a lot of you Geminis, I'm not really seeing your ex. I feel like they are watching you. Would I necessarily say that they're stalking you? Not necessarily. Spirit, give me some clarity on this Faith card. Okay. The Knight of Wands comes up. And then the Wheel. They may be watching your finances because maybe there is some kind of financial debt that's owed. Yeah, especially with this card. Why do they still affect you? The King of Coins. He's talking about money. So this is your ex. They're either, either they feel like you owe them child support, alimony. And so that may be the only reason. But I feel like with the Wheel coming up and the Knight of Wands, I feel as though feel like they're trying to move on. They're still trying to move on. And, now financial debt can keep people connected. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that there has to be that emotional connection. I'm still sensing an emotional connection. Okay, debts still need to be paid. Okay, and so, and then also with the Wheel, yeah, that's a child. There's a child within the Wheel. So you guys have a child together. They're trying to survive. That's why the Knight of Wands comes up. They're trying to survive financially. Um, yeah, they're trying to survive right now. And so and you can see that. So why do they still affect you? And the Star card comes up. So The star card is coming up for a couple of different reasons. Number one, you're a Gemini. So Geminis, they have natural telepathic / empathic skills. So why do they still affect you? It is because there still needs to be healing. So I feel like at this point, and I feel like it's been a long-term struggle. I feel like there is healing. So why they still affect you? Another thing is that they came into your life at a time where you didn't have a lot of hope. And so they are they almost have a healing effect over you. So I feel like that's why Gemini don't want to let go. Okay, so how they affect you is the star card. Why do they still affect you? The King of Coins comes up. So again, money. So this is kind of the same thing, how they affect you. How they affect you is that they are very inspirational for you. I do feel as though you still don't want to really let go of the relationship, Gemini. You still don't want to let it go, but they have a destiny, I feel like, somewhere else. Now, some of you Geminis, I'm just going to be honest with you, there's a slight chance that you may be reuniting with your ex. Only a slight chance. Okay, if you're single and your ex is single, then that would probably be the only way. But other than that, that's the only way that I can see that happening. Okay, so because I don't want to give anybody any false hope, but the star card does come up as some kind of hope when it comes to that. If your ex is married and they are saying, so literally with the Geminis, you guys could literally have two separate situations going on. Literally, it could be one scenario and the complete opposite scenario for the rest of you Geminis, which makes a lot of sense. So for some of you, literally, your ex is like, hey, I'm with who I'm with, and then some of you, there is that fate or that destiny to where you guys may get back together. Okay, so why do they still affect you? The King of Coins comes up. I feel like King of Coins represents, again, that alimony. Maybe you guys have a house together that you purchased together that maybe you're still trying to sell. There's some kind of material item, and it can be a person, place, or a thing. Okay, so the King of Coins could be your child together. The King of Coins could be your your banker. It could be your real estate agent. It could be your house. It could be the fact that maybe you guys haven't divorced yet. There's something keeping you, keeping them a huge influence over your life. So I'm going to ask King of Coins to give me some clarity on what advice or what is coming into the reading. Okay, Four of Cups reversed. So you're split up though. Four of Cups in reverse. There's maybe it's a possibility that maybe they might be open to getting back together. It's a possibility with the Four of Cups being in the reverse position gives you hope. But that Four of Cups coming up, it does say, that there's some problems on both sides. There's some emotional things that are being worked through. So they do still affect you very negatively. So why do they still affect you? Also, the Four of Cups in reverse represents where, you're sort of, you don't want to accept love. You've closed yourself off from love since you broke up with them. You've given up on love since you've broken up with them. And you just don't care. You may even yourself, Gemini, be in a very narcissistic place to where you're not even ready for new love. So some of you, you're not ready for probably several months or even a year for new love, because the wheel typically tells me of a time frame of sometimes a year. Okay, so some of you Geminis, you know, your ex possibly is a narcissist and you were in love with them, but now you're so distraught over the situation that you can't move forward. Spirit, give me some clarity on the Four of Cups in reverse, advice for the Geminis. So this is not good, Gems. Up. You know, inner turmoil, inner conflict that you need to resolve within yourself. You need to release some of those negative things in your psyche and your subconscious. You need to release them. You need to release all of that energy. A lot of you Geminis haven't even moved on since your ex. Okay. Now, advice for freeing yourself from their influence. The Moon card. You need to deal with your mother issues, the issues that you have as far as phobias. And then also you do need to, because a lot of times when you are, especially for an air sign, and the moon does represent the Cancer, which is why there's a lot of Cancers. You are dealing with the negative aspects of your love life, of your personality, the pessimism. I see the dark side of the Cancer in the Moon card. So, you know, also this is where you are not living in reality, Gemini, at all. I'm here to tell you that's why that Seven of Cups came up, especially if you're single. I'm sorry, you're living a lie. You're not letting go. Doesn't matter if 20 or 30 psychics told you that you're supposed to get back together. You need to let go. You need to release that emotion. Also, this tells me that a lot of you Geminis, you do have a natural telepathic connection with your ex. This is especially good for those of you who are going to get back with your exes. Some of you won't, and it's because of your own unresolved issues. You may have to come back and incarnate. Maybe it may not happen in this lifetime because the issues that so some of you may need some past life readings. Even though judgment hasn't shown up, you can tell. The Moon card also represents, for some reason, the people around you. They've got you holding on to your ex for some reason. They're talking about your ex. Okay, people that are in your inner circle, you know, they're thinking of your ex. And it might be because they possibly maybe, you know, I'm sensing a lot of psychic energy coming from that Moon card. Also, just to put it in layman's term for the Moon card so that I can wrap this reading up, you need to, there's a dark psychic influence over you, and it may or may not have anything to do with your ex. It may have to do with just your energy. You know, you may be just paranoid that it's your ex and it's not. Because for some of you, your exes have moved on. Okay, they have their life. Okay, some of you, for your exes that have not moved on. Okay, and it's not to say, because guys, you know that sometimes you can have your ex move on and they can be gone for 10 years. And maybe like you can tell yourself, well, it may be meant for us to get back together. But see, maybe it's just not meant for it right now at this moment. Maybe you got to wait 5 or 10, 20 years. Who knows? You are dealing with destiny. So I feel like the Moon card represents where, you know, you're literally allowing some dark influence to use your ex against you. to keep you in a place where you don't want to be. So that's a bad influence. So that represents treachery, a lie. Yeah, some kind of subconscious blockage. Advice on the Moon card. Or clarity. Oh yeah, the Ace of Wands. Don't allow this to have power over you. A lot of you Geminis have not moved on from your ex because you're allowing them to have power over you. And then also it's influence of your family. Yep, it is the influence of your mother's side of the family. It's being used against you. I can see that happening within your family for some reason. That's why that Ten of Cups shows up. Yeah. Gonna be different for different ones of you, but you can see where it's something that you do need to break free from, Gemini, and you're not really doing that. Your surrounding environment, the influences around you, might be causing either you to be stuck on your ex or either issues and problems in your love life because of your ex for some reason. And then also maybe it's some kind of generational hex. So that so anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helps you guys. Again, if you need a private reading, if you need any spiritual advice as far as your spiritual gifts, you can contact me, especially with that star and that moon card. And then also if you need any spiritual work done, the link to my website is below. All right, see you guys later. Blessed be.